When you think of Cheetos, what comes to mind? The bright orange fingers you can't seem to wash off, the cheesy dust that lingers on your clothes, and that unmistakable crunch that makes it almost impossible to eat just one. Today, Cheetos is one of the most iconic snack foods in the world, enjoyed by millions of people across generations. But the story behind this crunchy, cheesy delight is far stranger than you might imagine. It begins not in a flashy marketing lab or a state-of-the-art food factory, but in a small, experimental corner of a company that was originally making animal feed. That's right. Cheetos started as a failed experiment with cornmeal intended for livestock, not humans. The strange origin of this snack reveals a story of accident, persistence, and a little bit of genius that would eventually change the world of snack food forever. In the early 1940s, a man named Charles Elmer Doolin was at the helm of the Frito Company, a business he had co-founded that specialized in creating corn chips and other snack foods. Doolin had a knack for taking simple ingredients and turning them into wildly popular snacks. But the snack industry in those days was nothing like it is today. There were no sophisticated flavor labs, no mass social media campaigns, and no billions of consumers craving instant gratification. It was a time of experimentation, improvisation, and trial and error. One day, in a small experimental kitchen in Texas, Doolin and his team were trying to develop a new type of snack from cornmeal. Their goal was to create something crunchy, fun, and easy to snack on. But as the mixture was cooked and shaped, it became a strange, puffy corn stick. Not exactly what they had envisioned. The snack was crunchy, airy, and irregularly shaped, covered in a light layer of cornmeal dust. It wasn't perfect, and no one knew how to market it. In fact, it looked more like a failed experiment than a product ready for store shelves. But Doolin was persistent. He didn't see a failed snack, he saw potential. He experimented further, adjusting the cooking process, testing different shapes, and considering what flavors might make it irresistible. Around this time, another unusual element came into play: the cheese powder. Cheese in snack foods wasn't common at the time, and the combination of cornmeal with a bright, flavorful coating of processed cheese was unprecedented. It wasn't just about taste, it was about creating an experience. The orange dust left on your fingers, the strong smell, the unmistakable flavor. It all became part of the snack's identity. But even with the flavor perfected, the marketing challenge remained. How do you convince people to try this strange, puffy, orange snack? The answer came in the form of a character named Chester Cheetah, who would eventually become the brand's playful mascot. Chester was introduced years later, but the idea of giving the snack a personality and turning it into more than just a food item began in those early experimental days. The combination of clever marketing, unforgettable flavor, and the accidental charm of the snack itself turned Cheetos into an instant hit. People loved it, not just because it was tasty, but because it was fun. It was messy. It was bold. It was unlike anything they had eaten before. But the story of Cheetos doesn't stop at the snack itself. Behind the scenes, the Frito Company, which eventually merged with Lay's to form Frito-Lay, was revolutionizing the snack food industry. Cheetos became a symbol of innovation born from imperfection. The brand's success relied not on careful planning alone, but on embracing mistakes, experimenting relentlessly, and understanding what people really wanted from a snack. Over the decades, Cheetos evolved. New flavors were introduced, from Flamin' Hot to Cheddar Jalapeno, each with its own devoted following. The snack inspired an entire subculture. Fans shared recipes, created challenges, and even wrote songs about it. And yet, every crunchy, cheesy bite can trace its origin back to that simple experimental kitchen in Texas, to a mishap with cornmeal, and to a man who refused to let a failure go to waste. What's even more fascinating is the psychology behind Cheetos' appeal. Its texture, color, and flavor were not just delicious. They were designed to stimulate cravings, create a sensory experience, and keep people coming back for more. That accidental orange dust became a brand signature, instantly recognizable and impossible to ignore. And the way it leaves your fingers covered in cheese, that's intentional too. It's tactile, memorable, and part of what makes Cheetos more than a snack. It's an experience. As the years passed, Cheetos continued to innovate. Limited edition flavors, tie-ins with pop culture, and creative advertising campaigns kept the snack relevant and exciting. And yet, No matter how the brand evolved, it never forgot its origins. A humble experiment that somehow became a cultural phenomenon. Today, Cheetos is available in dozens of countries and has inspired everything from digital games to unique culinary creations. It's more than a snack. It's a testament to creativity, resilience, and the strange way that accidents can sometimes lead to greatness. And that is the strange origin of Cheetos. From an experimental batch of cornmeal meant for animals to a snack that has captured the imaginations and taste buds of millions, Cheetos is a story of innovation, persistence, and embracing the unexpected. Every time you reach for that crunchy, cheesy treat, remember, sometimes the biggest successes come from the most unlikely beginnings, and the story is far from over. Cheetos continues to evolve, adapt, and surprise us, proving that even a snack born by accident can leave a lasting mark on the world. But the story of Cheetos isn't just about crunch, cheese, or orange fingers. It's also a story about the people who brought it to life. Charles Elmer Doolin wasn't just a businessman. He was an innovator in an industry that had barely begun to understand consumer tastes. He understood something fundamental. People don't just want food. They want experiences. And Cheetos, messy, playful, and bold, delivered exactly that. The snack was fun. It was mischievous. It didn't take itself seriously, and people loved it for that. Over the years, the Frito Company, and later Frito-Lay, pushed Cheetos into new territories. They didn't just rely on the original cheese flavor. They experimented endlessly. Hot versions, sweet and spicy twists, limited edition flavors tied to movies, TV shows, and pop culture. Each new iteration proved that the original experiment in a Texas kitchen had created a platform for endless creativity. And then there was marketing. The introduction of Chester Cheetah, the sly, cool, and slightly mischievous mascot, transformed Cheetos from a snack into a brand with personality. Chester wasn't just a cartoon, he was a character that embodied the fun, daring, and slightly rebellious nature of the snack itself. Ads featuring Chester weren't about explaining the product. They were about selling an attitude. That strategy worked brilliantly. Consumers didn't just eat Cheetos, they joined the world of Chester Cheetah, an invitation to play, to snack boldly, and to embrace the joy of indulgence. And yet, the success of Cheetos is also a story of timing and culture. The snack first emerged during a period when American society was changing rapidly. Post-war prosperity brought new attitudes toward convenience, fun, and indulgence. Families were eating more snack foods. Children had more purchasing power. And television created a new platform for branding, characters, and memorable commercials. Cheetos fit perfectly into this evolving landscape, becoming both a product and a cultural icon. But it's not just in the United States that Cheetos became a phenomenon. As the brand expanded internationally, it adapted to local tastes, creating flavors and variations that appealed to the unique palates of different countries. In some places, the snack became spicier, in others sweeter, but always unmistakably Cheetos. Fun, crunchy, and vibrant. There's also something fascinating about the way Cheetos engages our senses. The crunch triggers satisfaction. The bright orange coating creates visual excitement. The dust clinging to your fingers creates a tactile connection that is almost impossible to forget. And the flavor? Umami, cheesy, bold, and addictive. Food scientists might call it engineered, but Doolin's original experiments remind us that sometimes intuition and a willingness to play with ingredients can be just as powerful as precise formulas. Cheetos also demonstrates the power of embracing mistakes. Many of the ideas that led to the snack were accidents. Cornmeal experiments that didn't go as planned, shapes that were irregular, flavors that were unexpected. Instead of discarding these failures, Doolin and his team refined and amplified them. What might have been considered mistakes became the foundation of a wildly successful product. And this approach has lessons beyond the snack aisle. It's a story of creativity, persistence, and the courage to experiment. It shows how something ordinary can become extraordinary when approached with curiosity and vision. Fast forward to today, and Cheetos continues to innovate. It's no longer just a snack. It's a brand, a cultural touchstone, and even a source of inspiration for art, food, and digital content. People create recipes using Cheetos, from crunchy crusted chicken to macaroni and cheese toppings. Fans share photos, memes, and videos celebrating the snack. And the brand itself embraces this culture, engaging consumers in challenges, social media campaigns, and limited-time releases that keep the snack relevant and exciting decades after it first appeared. The evolution of Cheetos also highlights the interplay between business strategy and cultural relevance. Frito-Lay didn't simply sell a product, they nurtured a brand identity. The fun, mischievous, slightly rebellious spirit of Cheetos made it resonate with people not only as a snack, but as an experience. And that, perhaps, is the true secret behind its enduring popularity. Beyond the crunch, the color, and the cheese, Cheetos reminds us of the value of daring to be different. It shows us that success can come from unexpected places, that accidents can become icons, and that a little creativity, when combined with persistence, can create something timeless. So the next time you open a bag of Cheetos and feel that satisfying crunch, or notice the bright orange dust coating your fingers, remember the strange journey that brought it to your hands. Remember the experimental kitchen, the cornmeal trials, the accidental shapes, and the bold ideas that transformed a humble snack into a global phenomenon. Cheetos is more than just a snack. It's a celebration of curiosity, invention, and the joy of indulging in something unapologetically fun. And as long as people continue to reach for that crunchy, cheesy delight, the strange origin of Cheetos will continue to inspire, entertain, and remind us that sometimes the most unexpected beginnings lead to the greatest successes.